Hey, I'm Vlad with Glow Marble, and I'm going to show you how to cast artificial stepping stones with concrete using our Glow Marble molds. First step is obviously figuring out which type of molds you want to use. We have a huge selection of different types of stones, but I'm going with the 5303 series. Here I have 5303/2 and here I have 5303/3. I'm using two of these because they're made out of the same type of stone, but it's a different pattern, so you don't want to have the same stone copy pasted over and over and over again. It's obviously going to look fake and it's not a good look. Once you get that sorted, let's move right on to mixing. The cheapest way to do it is with a garden hoe and a trough. So I chose the Saccharine high strength concrete mix, but the regular one will do just as fine. Right here it tells me how much water to add for one bag, 3.5 quarts. I measured that out. Now it's time to open the bag up into the trough. When you get clumps like this, it might mean that your bag is expired, but if you can kind of crush it in your hands, it's not that big of a deal. Take my 3.5 quarts, dump it out, don't try to make a puddle, make it sort of even. Take my hoe and start mixing it in until you can't find any dry clumps, dry spots. I don't like the consistency too much, so I'm gonna add one more quart, see if that makes it better. But don't add too much water because the more water you add, the weaker the concrete gets. I'm not that worried right now by adding another quart because this is the high strength mix. Let's just see what happens. Glow Marble molds are made out of polyurethane, not silicone. The advantage is that polyurethane is way more durable. Our customers say that they've casted thousands of times without it breaking. You can't get that with silicone. The ironic thing is that it's also cheaper. So our products are cheaper and more durable at the same time. That also means that you have to use a release agent. You can't just pour it straight in here or the concrete won't release, won't get out of the form. Our release agent is G1. It's highly concentrated. You dilute it with water. You can use it for a really long time for lots of casts, and you can use it in a regular sprayer also, but I like this one because it sprays way finer of a mist than you could get with the squirt bottle, and that makes you use a lot less of it. Again, you don't need a lot. I'm spraying a light mist. And I'm done. I'm gonna move this down to the floor so it's easier to pour the concrete into it. So we got some low points over here, so we're just gonna take a regular plank of wood and then screed over the top of it to remove everything that's above the form walls, and then put the excess into those pits over there. And now it's time to get rid of the bubbles on the surface where the actual stone texture, where you're gonna be walking, what you're gonna see is gonna be. Because the concrete was a little bit dry, there definitely are gonna be bug holes, but this is how to fix it. I'm just gonna take a rubber mallet, put it on top of a table, and bang underneath the table and on the sides. Do the sides first because they tend to separate like this. If you leave it like that, it's not gonna be a good look once it's all finished. And now you don't need to do this, but I like to. It looks a lot nicer, even though you're not gonna be seeing it. But I'm gonna take a pool trowel and just smooth everything out. And once the concrete is still fresh, it's a lot easier to clean off the mold right now than it will be once it dries up. So I'm gonna take advantage of that, clean everything off. It's gonna make your mold last for a lot longer. And then we're gonna cover it with a piece of plastic. You do that so that the concrete doesn't lose too much moisture too quickly while it's curing, and that's gonna make the concrete a lot stronger. Now, even though it's winter, I can't afford to demold this tomorrow because I'm inside and the place isn't gonna be that cold overnight. If you're working outside, you definitely wanna wait 2 days before demolding if it's really, really cold. It involves heat the same way, but vice versa. If it's really hot outside, your concrete's gonna set up a lot quicker. Even though that first method was really cheap, it's still really time consuming and labor intensive. And so for the rest of the other molds, I'm gonna be doing this method. First, we get a bucket instead of a trough, and we already know from experience that it's best to put 4.5 quarts. You put the water in first, all of it down to the bottom of the bucket. And now, we're gonna pour half of the concrete out and use an electric hand mixer to mix everything in. And then pour the rest in. The reason we did it in multiple pours is because it's just way easier to be able to get all the water dispersed evenly across everything, so some spots don't stay dry and some spots don't stay way too wet and slushy. We've got everything as even as possible. Now we're gonna take our hand trowel and scrape the sides of the bucket to make sure there's no dry material left over on the sides. Then we're gonna mix it one more time and then cast. And now you've seen how I use a melamine board to be able to transport everything around. Before you do that, I forgot to tell you, place a stick underneath one side of it just so that you have a good spot to put your fingers under to pick it up instead of trying to lift it and pry it from the floor. Again, we spray on our release agent. And now instead of sitting there and tapping it with a hammer, which doesn't always work and is pretty time consuming, labor intensive, I'm gonna put it on a vibration table and then vibrate it like that. These could be a little bit more expensive. If you wanna make a makeshift vibration table with just a motor, you can. I'm gonna link a video in one of the corners of your screens right now. And the dimensions of the project require me to cast this half block. I'm gonna put the mold number on the screen right now. So it's the next morning and it's time to demold. I'm gonna move this over the edge of the plywood, the melamine, so that when I demold it and drop it, it's not gonna catch my fingers underneath there. There we go. And then I also casted SS 5303/4 and 5303/5 for my border stones. So now it's time for the installation. I'm gonna remove these stones that were here beforehand, and most of the time you're gonna have almost like it is right here, where it's not really elevated too much. And basically what guys do is they go ahead and they dig a hole and put the pavers inside of the hole that they dug, but I'm not gonna do that because around here there's a bunch of dirt and grass, and every single time it rains this gets all muddy, so I'm just gonna have it elevated to make sure that that doesn't happen. Now we're gonna have to set something up called a weed control fabric. Basically what that does is it stops weeds from growing in between the little stones we're gonna be putting in between the paving stones. It's gonna keep this looking nice for a lot longer. I'm just gonna lay it down onto the floor, and after I already placed down all of the stones that I need to place, I'm just gonna cut around the edges everything that's extra. So then we're gonna take some knives and chop off that excess weed control fabric. Then it's time to pour the river stones. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab our black polished river pebbles. You can see it's not even half a square foot per bag. That's terrible, but they're gonna look really nice, so we bought them anyway. So here's what it looks like, but we did get it all dirty. We're working with a bunch of dirt. It's all nasty. So at the end of the thing, the last thing you want to do is just wash the whole thing down with water, and it's gonna look really nice. And here is what your end result looks like. I don't want to walk in it right now. I'm gonna get it all muddy again. So you've made it to the end of my video, but now I want to ask you for a quick favor. See, the YouTube algorithm gets tricked into showing my video to a lot more people if a lot of people comment on it. So criticize me, praise me, or just ask a question. As long as you leave a comment, I'm gonna appreciate it a lot. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.